Hi, everybody. Congrats on completing your training. I know that it's been probably quite a tough experience for you to, the training, and I'm sure you're very, very much looking forward to your co-op program. So this video is really meant to onboard you and explain to you exactly, what would happen when you start your co-op. Firstly, why do we have a co-op program at BusyQA? And, why do we take it very seriously? Okay, I can tell you this. If you had to ask me, I will tell you that the one thing we really do here is we provide work experience to people looking for Canadian work experience. I think that's the first thing we do. Yes, we do train as well, but co-op is really, really, I believe, why you're here. And the reason is very simple. We live in a job market today where they require you to have enough work experience, before they will even call you, or pick up your resume. And how do you get that? If you're trying to acquire a new skill, how do you get that break? And I believe that's what we've solved at BusyQA. So we're very, very excited to have you on board. And your co-op program going forward will look a little bit different, than your training. So what can you expect? So the next thing that will happen is your trainer will pass you on to the consulting team. So we have a consulting team where we have about 8 clients, and we do every type of IT consulting work for them. We do software development, we do a lot of testing, we do automation, we do business analysis, we do project management, and we will have leaders in these projects. So you coming on board, you would have number one, a scrum master. That will be somebody that will be like a project manager to you. So this person will be taking care of your time, your schedule, making sure you're showing up to work when you say you will. And this person, you will be your go-to person if you want a sick day, or, you're falling behind, or, they're your everyday leader, so to speak. Now, based on the profession you've been trained in, you'd also have a senior engineer with that profession. Example is if you're a software tester on your team, there will be a senior QA engineer, and they'll be there for technical questions, or you stuck on something or something is not very clear. They can help you to get along. Also, they'll review your work, right? Everything you're doing, this person will be, on the other side of it, making sure that quality is high and you understand, how to do your job. So those two people, they're really, really important. And my ask to you is, make sure that your quality of work is very visible to those people. Now, some of you might be client facing, some of you might not be client facing. What determines what sits in a meeting with a client? The real answer, or the answer is, or the short answer is schedule. We would take all your schedule and we're gonna fit it with the client schedule. So if you are the type where whenever you are available, the client is also available, then yes, there will be a client face to face. But if you have a job and you're doing this part-time, it's okay, but you might not be client facing, but you're still getting the job done on the back end. The next question I get a lot is compensation. Am I gonna get paid? And I know that is a very, very valid question. So there are 3 types of engagement during your co-op. The first engagement is where you're getting paid per hour, anywhere from $25 to $30 an hour, and you are working a full-time schedule. So, you've told us that, hey guys, I can work 40 hours a week, and the client will be paying you essentially for that full-time schedule. We don't select who gets picked. Sometimes clients want to interview themselves, to pick people for this. it's almost like a lottery system, so to speak. But one thing you can do to guarantee that you might get selected is to be really good. Typically, the best students in the class are reserved for the paid co-op. Some clients don't have the budget to pay you per hour. They don't require you to work 40 hours a week. So they have a stipend. They might give us an amount, and we have to divide that amount by how many students are working. That's something we see as well with some clients. Now, some clients, they don't even have the budget at all. They can't afford to pay us, but we take on the project just for you because we want your resume to have, something innovative, something challenging, and something that other employers as well, once they see the skill set, they're really excited about your resume. So some of you might not get paid as well. But if you're not getting paid or if you're a stipend, then your schedule is really flexible. So you determine when you want to work. You don't have to work every day. You don't have to work 40 hours. In fact, we say 20 hours, it's a good number or less, as long as you are doing a good job on the project, you tend to control your hours. So if you have a full-time job, don't quit your job, just for co-op. That'll be my first advice to you. Try to see if you can do both of them together and, go from there. If you're lucky enough to get a paid co-op, then you might need to, stop what you're doing to do this full time. But, it's a very flexible engagement. I would say don't put too much commitment to fulfill your co-op duties. The next thing you probably get from your leaders is your onboarding forms and contracts. And these contracts were designed to protect you, BusyQA, and the client. So from the client's perspective, obviously things like confidentiality of the project, things like sensitive data, we have to sign, and you also have to sign that you will protect the data or the technology or the information you have by being a student doing co-op. The other side is to protect BusyQA as well. We want to make sure that you are abiding by our terms. Things such as buyout clauses was designed to protect BusyQA, because if we introduce you to a client and the client decides to hire you, typically BusyQA gets compensated from the client, for introducing you, basically. We call it a finding fees. Now, some clients, believe it or not, might decide not to pay us. And then we have to come to you and say, hey, you have to give us some kind of compensation. This is a very fairly standard industry practice. And, the funding we get from these things allow us to keep our co-op, of a very, very high quality. Now, the third side is you. You are signing something as well to protect you, to make sure that you're not into some long-term contract. You exactly know what you're signing, and then, you can get out of it as well at any time you choose to. So make sure you read. It's a 3-page document. Make sure you read through everything, understand exactly what our clients most especially need from you during your co-op hours. So have fun. I think most of you will be here with us from 1 month to a 3-month co-op. It's a life transforming process. I've seen students literally become, a version 2 of themselves, because what they've learned in the classroom now, they're doing it every day, and that literally becomes their story. And don't forget that when you're looking for a job in the job market, your co-op experience is the most thing you're talking about, because that's your current job. So please take it serious. Once you're done your co-op, towards the last week of your co-op, we're going to pass you on to another department called the resume, and the career workshop. And what can you expect from that department? They're going to help you with your resume. They will send you a whole lot of templates and, look at your current resume and guide you on how to build a new resume, how to use keywords, that employers are looking for, how to display your new skill, how to hide irrelevant skill that doesn't really matter, to your new employer. So they will help you through that process. And the final phase is what I think the most important phase. And this is where we want to hear you talk. So there'll be an interview process where we ask you a series of questions and we want to see how you answer those questions. And this is key because once you leave us and you start applying for jobs, you're doing interviews, you won't be as nervous anymore because you've done it, with us before, the real deal. So please make sure you do that as well. It's an hour-long interview. You might get recorded. You might watch a video of yourself. I think that's great. It gives you a good feedback so you know how well you're doing. And after that is done, you're market ready. So what we mean by market ready is our client can decide to hire you, right? And we like that because we get paid when that happens. So we tend to work for you, once you're market ready. But you also work for yourself as well. This is a time where you have to start applying for jobs on a daily basis, where you have to go on job sites. And believe me, the brand name BusyQA is really strong. A lot of recruiters know the brand name. A lot of companies know the brand name. So you're in good hands, right? Companies like TCS, they hire close to 20 of our grads every year. Companies like ClickHealth, they hire the same amount of people every year. Banks, telecommunication companies, government, tech startups, we have BusyQA alumni everywhere. So, take advantage of that brand name. Make sure you get your certificate badge. It's a new thing we have at BusyQA. This would allow you to display your experience, on LinkedIn or on your resume. And I think that's very, very exciting, way to show your skills. And lastly, talk to friends, let everyone know you're looking for a job. On average, it takes roughly, I would say, a month. So give yourself a month financially as well. Make sure you have enough savings for about a month, and you should do just as good in the job market. So I hope I've answered most of your questions. A lot of you are always curious and you have a lot of questions while you are graduating from training. But I hope this video really helps you, in understanding what comes next. But if you still have more questions for myself or, for anybody else in the company, please reach out to us. We'll be very, very happy to answer your questions and, provide you with more guidance. So as I say, I will see you doing co-op. If you're working on the same project as me, then, we are going to be bumping heads every day. But if we are not, I'm sure you're in good hands. I would like to wish you a wonderful co-op. Work hard, impress your leaders, and get a job, at the end of this. Okay? All right, guys. Enjoy your day, and bye now.